This is Biddy City, a brand new product from Funko. And I was able to get my hands on a bunch of it. And we're gonna be building the biggest Biddy City ever created, because if you look, this is the first video ever made about it. I am really excited about this because over the last, I would say about year, I have been collecting every single Biddy Pop ride. And with that, I've also been collecting every Biddy Pop town. I have every single one of those too. And so with all of these pieces that I have here, we're gonna try to put together the biggest city possible, and I guess let's start cracking them open. Oh, but you know what, really quickly before we do, I might as well show you the different ones that we have. So there is a land pack, which comes with a bunch of the squares that you would actually slot the little towns into. We also have a road pack, and now with road pack number 1, it is a lot of straights. It's just nice to put cars on, but you also get these pin props, which are these little, like, you know, street lights and signs, as well as little trees. And then for road pack number 2, this is where you get some of the turns as well as intersections. And so we're gonna see how this all fits together. Oh, and you know what? I just noticed in here we get some stop signs as well as street lamps. They really do give you a bunch to work with. And in the front here, you may notice they also came out with, and I know it's a little bit early, but they have some of their Halloween collection. It comes with a bunch of pin props that you can like just stick in front of some buildings. And because I know we do have some spooky ones coming up, like Dracula's castle, we'll probably be using them around there. And so I guess with that being said, let's start ripping these open. Oh, that was easy. Okay, everybody, all of the land packs are open, so now let's get into, this is, road pack number 1. Alrighty, we are on to road pack number 2, and I kind of want to show you the backside here because there is some interesting ways that they show you how you can almost like build it with all of the pieces they give you inside of here. Alrighty, and just like that, everybody, we are on to the last one here with all of the pieces being out. It's gonna be weird to try and put these together because I haven't really thought about how I want this to look yet. Oh, and if you're wondering where I've been putting all of the pin props, I've kept them in their, you know, like spot inside of the packaging. They're all just like in the side here because I don't want to lose anything yet, and we're probably gonna be doing that towards the end anyway. And now if you don't know how these fit together, I do kind of want to show you here. I guess I could show you with one of the roads. So we've got like this here, and then you literally just take it, and let's do it with a curve, and you just kind of like click it in like that, and then there we go, everybody. It is super simple. I just, like I said, I gotta figure out how many pieces I have, and then how I want this to work, because I think for the curves, I only have 6, so I've gotta be careful with where I put them. But anyways, let me just start here, and I guess we'll see how it goes. And do I kind of want to do it maybe in like themes and areas? That could be good, and I haven't even really showed you guys what I think it's gonna look like with all of the houses on it, so I think we're probably just gonna do the base first, and then we'll start to put all the fun stuff in. Alright, everybody, so far this is what I'm working with. I've got like a little bit going on here. We're gonna be able to put 4 buildings in the middle, as well as a bunch of pin props too, so that'll really add some life to it. And now, I didn't really talk about this, but let me see if I have the back of a card here. You can actually do it so they're like double-deckered, and I don't really know what I'm gonna do with that yet. Maybe it'd be like a good way to put more cars down. That could be helpful because there is, well, I think maybe like 11 or 12 of them. It's a good amount. Anyways, though, before I get too ahead of myself, let's keep going here with what I've got. Because guys, look at that. Like already we've got some fun stuff going on here. I think it'll be pretty good. Alrighty, now I think I'm gonna go with a junction here where we kind of go this way, and then I can do, ooh, okay, I'm trying to think. Maybe not this way. Let me go, actually, I'm gonna go the opposite direction. And now, of course, everybody, while building this, I am gonna wanna expand in the future. And I think with this, for now, that is looking pretty interesting. I'm probably gonna build more like up this way. I think that would probably work. And like I said, we have 7 here. We could do like, maybe like 8, 9, 10, 11, and do like a strip across the bottom. It might be okay. I'm gonna be honest, with the amount that we've got here, there is a lot of extra stuff. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with a good portion of it, because like I said, we've got a lot to work with. Okay, I don't know what to do about this, guys, because I just put down 2 turns in a row, and if I do that, then that is all of the turns. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is all 6 of them. So we might change this in the future, but for now, I'm liking how this is looking. So I think I'm probably gonna build up like a little bit of a thing with the pin props over here on the end. So do you guys see what I'm talking about here? So like this side up here, I'll do a couple layers and then we can stack them on top and have all of the cars there. I think that would look pretty clean. And if I start to do that, I'm realizing that I won't be able to pick it up anymore. So I'm gonna have to be careful with it. I'm also gonna put a couple more roads this way because I wanna kind of like encase all of the actual buildings so they're not just like out and about. You know what I mean? I need them to be like, you know, closed in by a road. Okay, I'm doing a little bit of rearranging quickly because I'm liking how this feels better. I moved a turn, so that way, there we go. Yeah, I like that. So now I've got this turn here, so it actually goes into where we had the beginning, and it kind of like all loops around. It feels a bit cleaner. The only thing that I have a little bit of a gripe with on the second floor things is that they don't really have like a ramp to go from floor 1 to floor 2. So when you're putting them on, they're kind of just floating there. But besides that, I do like that they give you the option. Okay. And now, it's funny, guys. I told you that I was going to try and make this the biggest bitty city, but the problem is there isn't enough buildings and cars to do that. So what I've done is this here, and I think, yeah, we should start putting in the buildings, even though I have so much extra, like, spots for them and roads. Oh, actually, you know what? I can connect this up over here. Let me see what I can do. If I do it like this way, could look really good, and then just throwing in a straight piece. Look at, I've got one left. Okay, so it's not like ideal to just have this little bit over here, but I think that does add a little bit. It makes it seem a bit cleaner. I'm enjoying this. Okay, this is what we've got, everybody, and I don't know what we should name the city yet. If you guys have any ideas, please pop it in the comments. But now what we're gonna be getting into is actually putting in the biddies. So this first one that we have here is the Superman on the Fortress of Solitude. I'm excited to put this in. You can actually take the Fortress of Solitude here. Let me see if I can like focus on it just to show you. And you can take the character, like Superman, of course, and just pop him right in the bottom. And there he is inside of the Fortress of Solitude. I think that's so cool. And now we should probably put him in. And I think what we're gonna do is just kind of plop him in, and I'll move them around if I think like I want to put all the superheroes together and that kind of thing. So we're just gonna put him here off to the side. I think it's decent for the start. Alrighty, what do we have next here? I guess it would be this one here, Beetlejuice and Dante's Inferno Room. I love the detail on this one. I actually just got it the other day. And so I am excited to open this thing up. Let's see what it is looking like. Ooh, wow. Okay, wait, it's got a bit of a cover on the front there. I did not know that. There must be a lot of detail on this thing that they don't want to wreck. That is crazy. Take a look at it. There we go. That is looking better. He's a little dark in there. He's kind of hard to see, so maybe he'll be one that we actually take out eventually because of how deep it is in there. But with the other one, or like the other one, we're going to be putting him right there next to the Fortress of Solitude. Ooh, here we go. We have Dracula and Castle. This one is really creepy. Also a brand new one that I just got a little while ago. I think there was a set of probably about, I don't know, maybe 3 buildings and about 5 rides that just came out recently, and this is definitely a sick one. Let me see if I can get him out of here. He's really stuck. Oh no. How do I, it's so in there. How do I get this out without breaking it? Oh my gosh. I don't know if I could do it. Do you guys see this? It's stuck. There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, well anyways, that is the castle. Look at the detail on it. I love how they go all the way around with this too. Like they totally don't have to, but it just adds so much, especially when it's going into, well, of course, the city. And now something that I'm not too sure about is if I want to like actually take some of these characters or random characters that I have around and put them out like walking, because there isn't really much like walking room. It's not really a walkable city when you're looking at this here. I'm hoping that in the future they do include like some, you know, field spaces or something with grass. That would be really nice. But for now, I think it'll probably just be a lot of the cars. And then of course we have the buildings too. But yeah, that is great to have the third one in now. Cause I mean, come on, that just looks so good. And now kind of in a similar vein here, we do have this one. It is Jack Skellington and his house. And I think this is gonna look great next to, of course, Dracula and his castle. And the thing is, with a lot of these here, is that I kind of, well, eventually want to make like little areas for them to be in. Like, for example, with these ones here, they're very Halloween-y. So to have the Halloween pin props, it works out perfectly. But I know that they'll probably be making some for other holidays in the future, probably like Christmas and maybe Easter. I know they do a lot for that. Like, it could be interesting to see what they do in the future. And I want to, anyways, the point is I want to have like, you know, subsections of the city. Like, you know, having like spooky, I don't know what you call it. I didn't come up with a good name for it yet, but like Halloween haunts or something like that. And then you can have them all next to each other, the kind of like, you know, spookier places. I think it'd be really neat, especially having a couple of them already. Like those three there would look great with the Halloween pin props, and maybe I'll actually move them off to the side later on because there is, I think, only 3 spooky ones or maybe more. I don't know. We'll get to them in a bit. Anywho, though, getting onto this next one here, I am loving it. It is Russell and the House. Now, one thing that I don't really enjoy about this one, and I understand why they didn't put them, unless they're like hidden in the back, there are no balloons that go on this, which bugs me slightly. But I guess when it comes to the house, it's not like the actual like flying house yet, because at the beginning of the movie, gosh, it's another one of these. There we go. At the beginning of the movie, it isn't actually flying, so this must be from like the very beginning. That would make probably the most sense. And I gotta say, everybody, this Russell is amazing. Like, look at him in there. You can see him right in the center. It's almost like I can help you cross your porch. Come on, it's perfect. And of course, everybody, I think we'll have to put him maybe facing that way. That might be pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, everybody, I've got a bunch of them out here. I'm just doing the last one here, which is Frodo with the Shire. I am really excited about this one. And the one thing that I do think is pretty nice about these, and I just noticed this with a couple of them, is that they actually include like a little bit of a base, so it gives it a little bit more, I don't know, like it kind of like fits it in better with wherever it would be. Like, for example, with the Pineapple House, you actually get like a bit of the walkway and some sand. Another great example here would be the Frodo with the Shire, and you can see when I put him in there, he is looking really great on the inside, and you can see that there's like a bit of like, you know, the front pathway here with a couple stepping stones and all the way around. This thing just looks so good. I love the leaves on the back too. But now, everybody, it is time. Let's start to put these in here. So I guess we'll just do the Shire here. I showed you the SpongeBob in Pineapple House already, so I guess he'll just go over here. But now, let's take a look at some of the other ones that we have here. So we have like Rachel Green in Central Perk. I think that one's so nice, like especially with the amount of detail they have on the side here. Let me see if I can zoom in on this a bit. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? Like, that is just so cool. They've got the menu there, and then on the back it says hot coffee, and I think they put so much detail into them because it's gonna have to be all the way around when you actually put it on the table. And I think for this one here, let's do Central Perk right there in the front. We then, everybody, have the Quickie Martin on the side here. Look at that. It says El Barto. That is so cool, and I think we're gonna do this one right behind the other because I like the idea of them being back to back. It kind of works a little better, and then you don't have to worry about, you know, missing out on some details with the sides of them. We've got Ollivanders. Aw, this thing is so amazing. Probably the biggest one out of all of them too. It's either this one or the Shire. It's close, definitely. They're both close. And I think for this, we're gonna go, we'll do a front way one again here, and look at that. It slots in so perfectly. And then, everybody, for the last building we have here, well, I mean, if you know them, you'd probably know this one. We've got Bob from Bob's Burgers, and this is so good. When you flip it around, there isn't too much detail around, but look at the backside. This is exactly like how it is in the show. It's even got the little dumpster and their little balcony. It's so good. But yeah, this one's great. It's also the only time we've ever got a Bob's Burgers moment or like, you know, actual building. So I think we're gonna do him just over here, so we have something facing, you know, that way as well. And so I guess, everybody, with that being said, there is all of the buildings. Now, I do want to move them around a little bit, because like I said, I have an idea for a few of them. So these 3 are gonna be coming out of here, actually. And I want to do all of the spooky ones facing this way, just so it feels a little bit, you know, separated from the rest. I think that is gonna look good, especially when you actually look at it from the outside. Or maybe, do I do the Inferno room like that? That could be kind of nice. I am liking how that looks. And then, everybody, of course, we do have the Up House. We'll put it over here. I think the Shire can be the closest that. Actually, you know what? These are both Disney properties, so let's do it this way. I think that'll look pretty good. And then we also have, of course, the Pineapple House, which is, I know, it's so random compared to the rest, but we've got to put it somewhere. And then we'll put the Shire. Actually, we'll move this one over, the Fortress of Solitude, and then we'll put the Shire right there. I think that is pretty good. We've got almost like a shopping district where all of these are like restaurants and stuff. Then we've got spooky, and then for the back there, it's a little bit more like, you know, a suspension of disbelief. Because of course, well, you know, none of these are, let me see if I can get closer actually. Because of course, well, none of these here are like real buildings in real life. I guess maybe the Up House could be, but besides that, they're all like cartoons and stuff. And then, well, down here, I guess they all are too. Like Bob's Burger, yeah, yeah, there's a lot of, but this is all shopping. That's what I'm getting at here. And then over on this side, yeah, we have those, you know, well, I guess they would be kind of like spookier buildings. And that's where the Halloween pin props are going to be coming into play. I'm excited about that. But anyways, though, everybody, I think it is now time to get into the rides. Let's see how we do with them. Okay, everybody, I've moved the city over for a second because we've got to take a look at the vehicles. The first one that we have here is the armored Batman in the Batmobile from Batman vs. Superman. Moving over, we then have the Harry Potter in the Hogwarts Express. We've got, this one is Jack Skellington in the Snowmobile. See, here's the problem. I've got them all out of their boxes right now, so I'm like slowly trying to remember them. We've got Han Solo in the Millennium Falcon, though. Luke Skywalker in his speeder. Stitch in the red one. Leonardo in the Turtles van. We have Marty McFly in the DeLorean. This one here is, oh, I don't remember the bear, but it's the Cloud Car. Is it Tenderheart Bear? Aw, someone's gonna get mad at me in the comments. And then over here, we have the Deadpool in Chimichanga truck. And now, everybody, it is time. Let's move these off to the side. We're gonna start to put them into the city. And also, I forgot to mention, everybody, I know I said that there was 11 and I only showed 10 there, and it's because I accidentally had purchased 2 of this Batman one, so there was an extra, I didn't notice. Alrighty, so let's see what we've got here. I don't really know what to do exactly yet, but I feel like the Turtles should definitely be over by the shopping area. That seems to fit best. Now, if we're looking for something spooky, I think Jack Skellington should definitely be over by his place, and I think I'll do it like kind of in the middle there. I think that works well. The problem is now starting to get into a little bit more of the random figures. Maybe the Chimichanga truck. You know what? We'll put the Chimichanga truck up here by Ollivanders because it's kind of another one of those ones that would be like food related. Maybe we'll even have it around the corner there turning. I think that is pretty decent because really these things can go anywhere. It is Biddy City or whatever you guys want to call it. Don't forget, put the name in the comments, whatever you think. But I'm looking around here. I think Batman in the armored vehicle and maybe the DeLorean could be parked. I don't know, because like I made this so that way we could park a couple of them up here, and I think we probably should. So we'll figure that out in a second though. Let's do next up here. We've got a pretty big area. Maybe I'll do like the Millennium Falcon. I think it'd be kind of cool. Like over here parked in the corner. That could be kind of neat. I'm liking how that maybe looks. It adds a bit of a shape to this area, but I don't think it's bad. I think that looks good. And now I want to put the DeLorean. Ooh, like we need the clock tower at some point. I think that would be so cool. But maybe like have them over here so we could like drive down this road and hit 88 miles per hour. And I know that we have a lot of room back here, and I know that there's gonna be some actually sitting on the shelf. So maybe we'll do like Stitch in the red one down here, and we can also do the land speeder over here to make it like a little bit of a garage. And then we can do, or you know what, even here, now that I think about it, guys, this could just be like a canopy, and we don't actually have to have stuff like on top. That could look kind of neat. So maybe let's do the Hogwarts Express. We'll have it down here with the other. I think that looks pretty nice. Now, of course, we have the Cloud Car and the Batmobile, and I think we're gonna put the Batmobile maybe like over on this side going that way, and then the Cloud Car can be driving, you know what, it can go any direction. I have them all facing towards you guys at the camera, so I think maybe we'll kind of like rotate them around. Like, let's actually do it so this one is driving towards his house there, and I think that is looking pretty decent. I like it. Now, everybody, I don't know if you can see me. I'm way up at the top here. The next thing that we've got to do is start putting down some of the pin props, and I know for sure that we're going to be putting some street lamps down. So you know what? Let me grab what I've got here. Hold on. There's just such a big pile that I've got to work with. It's a lot. Now, I'm looking at it here. I think we should have some stop signs over at the four-way stop. So, like, right here, there should 1000% be a stop sign. I think that looks good. And I think with the way that it is, we don't need a stop sign going this way because it's not a four-way. And over on this corner, you know what, now that I'm looking at it here, there should be a stop sign. Even though the Cloud Car is technically turning, there still should be one there. And now we've got the street lamps, and I'm definitely gonna start to put some in the corners here. I think that looks really good. I like how it is right there. And then I wanna put another, oh, I'm gonna need another stop sign, but I don't have one from this side. I'll have to grab another one in a second. Let me see what else we have here though. Let me move the DeLorean for a second. I wanna put like a street lamp like right here in the center. And I know that we do have more street lamps, so don't worry about that. We'll be able to put more down. But I also wanna put down this Funko sign, the Funko Avenue one. I think we'll put it maybe just over here on the corner. Or no, you know what? I like it in front of the Bob's Burgers one. Kind of, oh no, but there's a stop sign gonna be going there. Ooh, this is tough. You know what? Maybe I'll put it right next to the Bob's Burgers building over here. I can kind of like slide it in. I think that would look pretty good because of course, you know, it's just a street sign. You can kind of put them wherever. And then I'm gonna put down some more street lamps. So let's do one over here, kind of in the spooky area. Or actually, you know what? I'm not gonna put these here because of course I am gonna be putting down the Halloween pin props over there. So I think we're gonna wait on those. But let's do one like, maybe over here in the back. I like the idea of this one because of course there is people driving back here with there being the garage. And since this here would be Funko Avenue, I guess it would kind of like, streets can turn, everybody. This is what I'm getting at here. So let me see if I can slide one right in the front. I think I like the idea of there being one here. I'm just gotta make sure I can press it in without ruining anything. I think that's good. It looks like it's in. I keep sliding everything around a little bit, but that's pretty decent. Ooh, come on. You know what? Since it flew across the room, I've come up to like, you know, see it a little bit better from above. And I'm trying to think of where I should put this one. Maybe, yeah, maybe I'll put it over here in the corner. I think that would make some sense because there is a lot going on in this side. And now something to note, and I think this is something that we should be talking about, is that I'm not gonna be able to use every single one of the pin prop holes just because there is so many of them. But I do have a lot of trees that I wanna put down, and I think we'll kind of like, you know, sneak some in front of buildings. I think those just look so good. Oh, and I forgot about this. So we need one of these streets to be Biddy Avenue. So this one here is Funko Avenue, and I think Biddy Avenue will maybe be the one on the inside here. So let me put down a little pin prop over here, if I can slide that in nicely. There we go, this little inside one, I guess it'd be like up and around, it's kind of like Biddy Avenue. Now I'm looking around at what else we have here. I'm definitely gonna be putting all of the trees down, just because the trees do add a lot to this. I think the green is nice. Oh, and I forgot, in some of the other ones, we also have kind of like ferns that we're gonna be able to put down. So let me do these last two here. And I think we'll do them like, yeah, let's do one here in the back. And then I wanna put another one maybe over here behind the Inferno room. That looks pretty good. And now I'm gonna be honest here, everybody. They give you a lot of mailboxes because there would be 2 per, so I have 6 of them. I don't know if I'm gonna put them all down, but I definitely wanna give a few things mailboxes. Like SpongeBob's house needs a mailbox. We're definitely gonna have to put one at the Up house as well, because I mean, come on, if they didn't have a mailbox, it wouldn't feel right. Now the question is, can I even fit one here? I think we're gonna have to do some moving around a little bit. Let's put that there, and then take this mailbox and see if I can slot it in right next to it. Will it fit? Yes, it does. Oh, that is perfect. I love them. And then we also have some shrubs. And I think if we kind of like layer it a little bit and put a shrub next to a tree, that could really elevate some stuff. And I know it's so small, I'll get closer in a bit. It's just for now, I'm trying to figure out where everything goes. I don't know, everybody. I think putting down all these pin props really does make it look nice. And I think it is time, everybody, we're gonna be getting into the Halloween one. I hope it's in focus. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? And if you're wondering, it comes with a large shrub. We've got some pumpkins, as well as, I think there's a ghost in here too, and this is gonna look great over on this side. And now, like I mentioned, I wanted to use as much stuff as I possibly could. So with this first one here, it's kind of funny because it actually goes all the way across. I'm gonna see if I can slot this in. Like, how does this even work? I gotta figure this out here. So it slots in from there to there. No, that's too long. You know what? I think the trees are kind of in the way. I'm gonna have to move them. But I wanted to put them next to Dante's Inferno room over here. And I think that would look really great, just to have it like a big bush right next to it. Yeah, that is cool. It definitely adds something to it. And can I put the tree there now? That works. Oh, and you know what? I never even thought about this. I can have a tree on the outside. Does that look weird though? No, I don't think so. Like if we ever expand, we can definitely include more out there. And let me see. Oh my gosh, they have a little mailbox with teeth on it. Okay, yeah, this is gonna have to go like kind of in the middle because I only have the one of them inside of this pack. I think it would be good if you kind of put it central and then they could both use it, I guess. We'll have to live with that anyways, everybody. And now, what else do we have? We've got a tombstone I can put over here in the corner, and I understand that these are so small. I apologize. This is just what we're working with, because of course, this is a Biddy city. Let me see here. I'm gonna put a hand across the street, actually. Let's do it a little bit farther down. I kind of like the way that looks. Do you guys think that's crazy? No, I don't. You know what? Honestly, I'm talking to myself now, but I don't think it is. I know, again, guys, I've got to make sure we are centered on the screen, or at least the best I possibly can. And all I have left for this one is this ghost. And now I want to look at it from the top here to see what spots I might need something in. And I'm thinking, you know what? Let's move this tree. No, I don't think it'll fit if I move it back one. Let's do the ghost. Maybe, you know what? Let me have the mailbox there, and I can put the ghost right next to it, almost like it's at Dracula's. Yeah, this will fit. That's good. Alrighty, everybody. There we go. That is my completed Biddy City. So I think, with that being said, let's get closer and really dive into this. Alrighty, everybody. We have been going here for a while, and this is really looking great. I'm getting a little lower here just to show you what we actually have and are working with. So there's like Ollivanders, like I said, the shopping district. We also have, you know, the kind of spookier area, and I love how that little pumpkin looks on the ground. And you know what, now that I'm looking at it from here, I kind of want to rotate some of the ships that I have, and like cars and stuff. So I think we're going to be rotating this one around. Like, it just feels a lot better to have them facing towards us. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. But honestly, everybody, this thing is just so amazing, and I would love to somehow get like another, like some sort of like wire we could have going through here. I hope they make a clock tower in the future, because I think that'd be so cool to have, like, you know, in this area, or maybe when we expand it in the future with more stuff, it's just gonna look so good. And I was also thinking about this when I walked from that chair all the way around to the table. I was thinking, like with this one here, for example, like, you know, the Millennium Falcon, I think it's actually kind of smart to have it up there like it's a bit of a landing platform, because really it doesn't make sense to have it on the ground. So now that I'm thinking about that, everybody, we should probably take Stitch and the red one and put them up here too. I think those look pretty good on top. And you know what, now that I think about it, another thing that I would love for Funko to include, because there isn't really a ramp or a way to get up there on the road, if they could somehow do it so they make, you know, certain squares that are just kind of like a little like thing by itself. So it looks like almost like a parking spot. Maybe a parking spot is actually what I'm thinking here. I don't know, something where it doesn't look like the road just like runs off to the end, because I could totally use those pieces for other things. It would look good, you know, just like continuing the actual roads. And now another one that I want to show you guys is the kind of like home district, because these here are amazing, and I love the tiny little mailboxes out front, especially here. I wish I had my Mr. Fredricksen one, because I'm pretty sure he came in the Pixar set from what I can remember, but having Russell inside works pretty well for now too. Oh, and you know what, everybody, I think we should probably rotate this a little bit so I can show you what is going on in this spookier area, because these are really nice, and I love that I was able to actually put in these kind of like, you know, little spookier pin props in the front. That is just like such a perfect way to do it. The little tombstone. We also have that kind of like, you know, little monster actual mailbox. And then there is that really close up of the stuff that we can do. Like, that's the kind of like, you know, more Halloween-y thing out of all of it, but I do still think it fits in great. And again, like I said, I am definitely going to need a name for this thing, because there is too many good options. Maybe something to do with Top Pops, or maybe just something to do with Funko in general. I'm sure you guys can come up with something cool. And I guess with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's really funny from this angle. They look like ants. Well, of course, it's Biddy City.